Here I come. Do 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 do.
The Bride might become a textbook example of a critically polarizing film. It debuted with a 54% Rotten Tomatoes score, with opinions split right down the middle. It dropped to 49%, then shot up to 58%. Clearly there's no unanimous consensus about this movie. The negative reviews are really negative, but the positive reviews are raves. Peter Bradshaw, who usually hates everything and rarely gives any film a score over 3 stars, gave it his coveted 4th star. I love the first film Maggie Gyllenhaal directed, The Lost Daughter, so I was really curious to see this one. The trailers made it look like some kind of steampunk gothic romance, sending Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein off on a Bonnie and Clyde lovers on the run crime spree. Natural born killers as a monster movie. Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale are 2 of the greatest actors working today. They always choose interesting projects and do interesting things with their performances, so I hope The Bride would at least be interesting, if not great. But boy oh boy was I disappointed. This reimagining of the Bride of Frankenstein reimagines it as a bad movie. I love weird movies, and this is about as weird as they come, but it feels frustratingly empty. It's visually striking, but emotionally hollow. It has the style of Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch, but unfortunately it also has the substance of Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. I really wanted to like The Bride, but honestly I struggled to stay awake. I loved The Lost Daughter, but this is a classic case of the sophomore slump, the first topic I ever covered on this channel. The Lost Daughter was a simple human story, expertly cut between 2 timelines to create a rounded character study. But as she sets out to deconstruct the Frankenstein story, reinvent the Bride of Frankenstein character, and present a quirky satire of womanhood, her ambitions exceed her grasp and the whole thing collapses in on itself.
Stop right there!
The Bride commits the cardinal sin of being boring. It takes forever to get going, and when it does, it's not as wild as you want it to be. The film can't decide if it wants to be serious or self-effacing. It has this air of self-imposed prestige and so-called elevated horror, but it also has tongue-in-cheek gags like a Monster Mash needle drop, and a reference to young Frankenstein's iconic Puttin' on the Ritz dance sequence.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
It starts off depicting Frankenstein's monster as a brooding incel desperate for a girlfriend. The creation of the bride is tantamount to weird science, but it quickly morphs into Badlands when they hit the road for a murder spree. There's also a bit of the ham-fisted social commentary of the Joker movie thrown in there, as the bride inspires copycat crimes across the country. The Mary Shelley framing device is just pretentious. The movie opens with Shelley in the afterlife saying she wanted to write a sequel to Frankenstein before she died, but didn't have the time, so she possesses a woman named Ida so she can tell the story through her before her soul moves on. It's fucking nonsense. The Bride of Frankenstein has nothing to do with Mary Shelley. It was an invention of Universal to cash in on the first film's popularity and expand the franchise. Just a few months after we got Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which understood the story and the themes and Shelley's intentions so deeply, this brazen cross-contamination of the Frankenstein legacy is pretty egregious.
This world is a black hole.
The Bride has a stacked cast, but so many great actors are squandered. Peter Sarsgaard and Penelope Cruz are stuck with the most banal, one-dimensional detective dialogue you've ever heard. You don't need 2 of the best actors on the planet to play those roles. You could have just gotten 2 extras from Law & Order. They're used to delivering that kind of drivel. I loved Annette Bening as the new mad scientist. She takes what could be an archetypal role and gives her some substance. But Jake Gyllenhaal is very clearly doing a favor for his sister, phoning it in as an old-timey movie star. Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale both shine as always. Bale especially. He's no Jacob Elordi, but he does make the creature sympathetic and endearing. Bale captures the monster's rage and self-loathing and his yearning to belong and be accepted. Buckley is a bit more restrained by the role. Where Frank is written with a bit of nuance, the Bride is basically just Harley Quinn.
Too slow, you big ugly bat!
Buckley has a blast with that role, but there's not much depth to the character. The gimmick of the bride being possessed by the soul of Mary Shelley got old fast. I appreciated Buckley's seamless transitions between playing the bride and playing Shelley, speaking through her, but the whole concept didn't really work.
Come on, big man. You don't want to play?
vengeance.
The conceit is that this is the Bride of Frankenstein story told from the bride's perspective. The through line is the bride's quest to establish a name of her own. The title sets this up by dropping the of Frankenstein like she's a handmaid, and throughout the film she comes up with a few names for herself, like Pretty Penny. That would be a good jumping off point to tell the story from the bride's perspective, but that's really all there is here. It's all about the name, like Rey Skywalker, and it doesn't even really tell the story from the bride's perspective. Mary Shelley is narrating it, literally controlling the bride like a puppet, and we see the whole first act from Frank's perspective as he seeks out a mad scientist to whip him up a wife. So the whole point of this movie is to give the Bride of Frankenstein some agency and independence, and it still relegates her to a supporting role in Frankenstein's story, and has her literally controlled by someone else. It's a failed narrative from top to bottom. The Bride looks gorgeous. It has production design and cinematography befitting of Poor Things, but a script befitting of Scary Movie 7. There's an idea for a great film in here, and Maggie Gyllenhaal clearly has the vision and the ambition and the passion to pull it off, but it just doesn't quite work.
The corrupt are going to see life is here and it's coming to you from the monsters.
Oh, fuck off.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe and click on the little bell. And also seize the day and call your mom and be kind to yourself.